Why can't I talk? Okay. Hello, good people of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who haven't been here before, hi, my name is Alma and I hope that you stick around. For today's video, I invite you to follow along on a journey with me, more specifically back to my late teens, my early 20s, a time travel, if you will. The other day when I was cleaning, I came across a box of empty perfume bottles from said times, and I want to talk about it. So you know, I will be saying fruity, floral, and sweet a lot in this video because my late teens, early 20s was my sweet girl. While the girls around me were Tommy Hilfiger girls, more specifically Tommy girls, I was a Lacoste girly. I like them sweet, delicate, warm, and fresh. And in my earlier teens, touch of pink was my go-to. But step aside, because Love a Pink arrived. This is a fresh, fruity, floral, and sweet scent. It also starts off very citrusy because of the Amalfi lemon and the grapefruit that is in it. It's not overpowering like Light Blue from Dolce & Gabbana can be. But the white florals, the musk, and the cedar makes it a little more powdery. Then you have a beautifully balanced sweetness from vanilla. It smells so good. So a little funny story about this one. This launched in, I want to say, senior year in high school. I remember one day when I was walking into the classroom. I majored in drama in high school, and we were a special class, and we went a little old school. So we did this thing where we stood by our desks and waited until the teacher came in and told us to take a seat. And I remember while we were standing there waiting for the teacher, and a classmate of mine was running around the room and was like, "Where is it? Where does it come from?" And as she approached me, I asked her, "What are you doing?" And then she goes, "It's you! You're the one that smells!" And I'm like, "Okay, you smell good. I just had to know where that amazing smell come from. I got a whiff and I had to figure out where it came from, and then it's you." So that's a story that I treasure in my heart, and it obviously has a good scent trail, but it's not like, I won't say it's a very loud scent trail. And I did get complimented on it a lot with people saying that exact same thing, that they got a whiff and they just had to figure out where it came from because it smelled so good. And that was this. I'm gonna be very sad when I run out of this because I think it is discontinued. Does anybody remember this? My nose, it's a little bit aquatic, also fruity, floral, and sweet. It has mango, wild strawberry, and apple in the top notes. So it makes it a little more fruity than Love of Pink. Then you have the white florals and the other floral notes that gives it that fresh feel to it. And then you have tonka bean, amber, and vanilla that just ties the entire sweetness together. It just takes me back to a file index of memories, like my first retail job. And I also met a girl that was such a big Ed Hardy fan. She actually had this tattoo on her arm as a sleeve. That's how big a fan she was of Ed Hardy and his work. It also has I want to call it somewhat of a dupe because they are very reminiscent of each other, especially in the dry down. This might be a little more fresh with the aquatic feel, but the dupe in question is Akoroban Fame. This also has mango and vanilla in it alongside jasmine. That makes it a little richer and a little deeper. So in the dry down, this is a little sweeter than the Ed Hardy one, but they're still reminiscent of each other. If you like the Ed Hardy one, you're gonna like this one too. Indian Night Jasmine by The Body Shop is a part of the Scents of the World collection that was launched in 2012. And I remember I originally got this for my mom because when I was younger, she used to use Hugo Boss Deep Red, which absolutely was her scent. So I figured this being deep like that would fit her great. And it did. She loved it. But when I tried it on my skin as well, I just figured I have to have it too. And as the name implies, it does have jasmine in it, but it also has sandalwood, orange blossom, a violet leaf that makes it this elegant, seductive, rich, and oriental scent. Now, I've never been to India. The closest I've ever been is watching some Bollywood movies. This smells like what I imagine India to smell. Vibrant colors and those beautiful gowns and suits, and those spice markets with all the colors. I do have a small suspicion that the noses behind Libre and Filippo and Carlos Benaim also were inspired by the colors, the vibrancy, and those spice markets, because YSL Libre is an exact dupe for this one. The first time I smelled Libre, this was the first scent that I thought of. It was like, as soon as I smelled it, I was like, that's Indian Night Jasmine. Although Libre is a little more complex scent using other notes such as lavender, which is a thread through Libre and most of its flankers. I do gotta say though that after Libre was launched, this one sort of lost a bit of its magic, which is very sad because Libre became so popular and it feels like everyone and their mom has it. You kind of get tired of it, you know? But this is a little more powdery than Libre, so that sort of reels it back in. I get a little emotional when I smell this because this brings some fond memories from when I got my first job with a little more responsibility when I was working as an assistant manager. And if I'm remembering correctly, I believe this also was a gift from my parents when they had been out traveling. So this sort of marks a shift for me when I got to step into a little more responsible and mature role. It also reminds me of one of the most genuine, beautiful, and wonderful people I've ever met, and to this day, whenever I meet her, I get this jolt of energy. She's just like pure sunshine in human form. And like her, this is a very vibrant scent, but also tropical, fruity, and floral, and a bit of warmth and maturity from the vanilla and driftwood. And if you saw the video that I did about my going out scents and Lancôme Trésor Nuit, you would know that I said that that would be very pungent the day after. This is not that. It's not intense fragrant, it's just this soft, faint scent. And this does check off on all of my note boxes. It has jasmine, it has vanilla, it has musk, and also the added element of fruit. And it most certainly have that very typical Marc Jacobs DNA, if you are familiar with the Marc Jacobs scents. My heart. Remember this one and how popular it was? And because of that, Escada released it 2 more times. Now, Cherry in the Air was originally launched in 2013. And smelling this makes me a little bittersweet because it brings me back to a very special year in my life and the memories of that year. And unfortunately, those memories were more bad than good. But luckily, because this also brings a file index of memories, I can weed out the bad ones. And I don't think I'm alone when I say that Cherry in the Air was the scent that sparked my cherry obsession. It's just a perfect balance of sweet, fruity, and floral. How the dime and the raspberry just balance each other out. It is very beautiful. Now in 2021, Escada released the successor of Cherry in the Air, Cherry in Japan. And I remember the anticipation being through the roof, including my own, because it was like, have they done it again? Will it compare? How does it smell? Can it live up to Cherry in the Air? It doesn't have the sour cherry, the dime, the marshmallow, or the vanilla, but it has cherry blossom, jasmine, and tonka bean. It makes it a little less complex, but still beautiful. Now, Cherry in the Air and Cherry in Japan were never meant to be the same scent. They were supposed to hold their own separately, but of course there's no denying that they are similar. And this did sell like crazy when it first came out, and I think that's a true testament to the love that people had for Cherry in the Air and to the cherry mania that was and to some extent still is. Personally though, even though Cherry in the Air was my jam, I did go through 100 milliliter bottle of it, and then when it was relaunched I got like 3 bottles. They only sold the 30 milliliters, so I had to get 3. But on the release of Cherry in Japan, I think I lean a little more towards this one because I feel like this has a bit better lasting power. So now that we have arrived to my mid-20s, that is when I started to use Juicy Couture. Remember the story that I told to begin with Love of Pink? Yeah. I was my classmate with a co-worker in the scenario of this one. The store that I worked in at that time is on the bigger side, and it was a busy night, but I kept getting this whiff of this fresh, sweet, and floral scent. And then when she walked past me, I realized It's you! It was my coworker who smelled so great. And of course, I posed the ever so popular question, what are you wearing because you smell amazing? And it turns out it was this one. And like the others, this is a sweet floral scent. You can definitely tell that there are white florals in this one, but it smells amazing. Now obviously it does have a delicate and soft scent trail, and the projection isn't that hard either. It's not like it punches you in the face like some other scents can do, but you get more of that whiff and that soft projection of it. We are now back in 2023, and that was a little time travel to my early 20s in the form of perfume. And if you made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. And if you liked this video, then remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you like me and want to see more of me in your feed, then please subscribe. And until next time, bye.